make sure that they were all right. I mean, the Scruffelous family wasn't all right before Kraft Evans started fooling around with them, but anyhow, they now had electrodes implanted in their head, and so this group of supposedly well-meaning mental health workers, who were actually the 27 women who were trying to sue Scruffelous, they came on board, and what they did is they simply kidnapped Scruffelous and took him ashore. And so as this part of the saga begins, they've turned him over to the civil authorities, and Scruffelous is sitting in jail, much to his chagrin.
Well, as you can probably tell, the one really unfortunate thing about Scruffelous' incarceration is that they let him have his guitar. So Scruffelous was sitting in jail singing with his guitar. They should have taken that away from him, but they didn't. So as Scruffelous sits in jail strumming his guitar, thinking all hope is lost, he's not aware that great things are afoot which will release him from his imprisonment. It might be recalled that Scruffelous spent years from 1893 to sometime in the mid-30s in Puerto Rico. And during that time, Scruffelous was quite active. What I mean by that is that local historians in the villages say that something like 3/4 of the population of Puerto Rico today is actually attributed to Scruffelous. So word got out to the population that G. Periwinkle Scruffelous was being held in prison. And, well, the loyalty of his descendants sprung up, and there developed local movements, and people started bringing their way, getting themselves to the capital, and thousands upon thousands of people started showing up. It was verging on riots. And they were demanding that Scruffelous be let free. I mean, thousands and thousands of Scruffelous' descendants were calling for his immediate release, saying that this horrible injustice must be righted. And a song was written and sung. Many think that this song came from the civil rights movement in the United States in the 60s, but oh no. No, this was from the Scruffelous episode in Puerto Rico, some decade before that. We have that for you. It was one of the pivotal moments in Puerto Rican history. And it almost brought down the government, not to mention the government of the United States, but that's almost a secret chapter. Very little is ever said about that.
Scruffelous must be let free. Scruffelous must be let Scruffelous must be let free. Scruffelous must be let free. Scruffelous must be
Such is the stuff of which history is made. How little we know. It was never reported that Walter Cronkite was sent down to report on the Puerto Rican revolutions, and he was told by the FBI that one word of that leaking out would mean he would be incarcerated for the rest of his life. So Walter kept his mouth shut. And the rest of the world really never heard about the Puerto Rican revolutions and the pivotal event that let Scruffelous out of jail. By the way, that singing you heard at the end was Scruffelous' rejoicing song when they came and opened up the doors and let him out of jail. And there was many weeks of partying followed that. Scruffelous was reunited with his the kids that he
happened to bring into the world in one way or another. And there were many parties and good times in Puerto Rico those weeks, and we might even find some music from that. We'll try to do that.